Today I want to talk to you guys about the beginning of our debt-free journey. What's up guys, my name is Justin and welcome back to the channel where we make little changes with huge impacts on our lives. If you are new here, I upload videos with different tips and tricks to help you improve your life, so please consider subscribing. Our debt-free journey has all but just started and we still have a lot of work to do, but I kind of wanted to talk to you about what got us started, how we got started, and how things have been going the past couple of months. When I hear a lot of people talk about their debt-free journey, they always have a rock bottom moment that kind of forced them into it. Some people were facing bankruptcy. Some had a spouse get laid off. They personally got laid off. Or even worse, they had a death in the family. But our journey didn't really start like that. We didn't really have a life-changing event that kind of forced us into becoming debt-free. We just knew we needed a change. For us, we have been talking about getting out of debt for a few years now, and we'd start making some changes, pay off some debt, and then slip back into our old spending ways. We would charge something on this card, a trip on the other card, groceries on that card, and we would take a loan out for Christmas and we were right back to where we started. A couple of months ago, I saw a Dave Ramsey YouTube video pop up on my recommended list and I decided to check it out. And honestly, 30 videos and 10 hours later, I knew my wife and I needed a total money makeover. I didn't really know where to start, so I did a little research and stumbled onto the baby steps. Now, I'm not going to go too much into the baby steps now. I will in a future video. But before we could start, Megan and I had to do something first. We had to get serious. We had to make a commitment with each other that no matter what, under any circumstances, we would never borrow money again. And no matter how hard things got for us along the way, we would communicate with each other. If you and your partner are not on the same page and you are both not 100% invested in the change, it will not stick. You personally can't be all in and your partner have one foot in the door. It will not work like that. I will say I am personally more involved in the learning process, but I try to keep Megan informed of every decision made, how the budget is set, how I came up with those numbers, and I always like to ask for her opinion as well. I do handle all the financial decisions in the house, but I try to make sure that she has an active role when it comes to setting dollar amounts on the budget. Which brings us to the next thing we had to do. We had to create a written budget that told every dollar we received throughout the month where to go. Every dollar that was made was dispersed in our budget, whether that was for groceries, gas for the car, clothes for the kids, food for our dog Ted. Anything and everything we thought could pop up was placed in the budget somewhere. We figured it was better to over budget in a few categories just in case, rather than be without when we really needed it. And just a little heads up, the first budget you set will probably not be the same budget you follow along the way. You will find what works, you'll figure out what doesn't work, and when that happens, just adjust your budget. You might be thinking $300 a month for groceries is enough. Come to find out you actually need $400 to feed your family. The $100 you budgeted for gas for the month might end up being too high, so cut it down to about 60 bucks. You will learn this along the way. And you will also learn what other things needed to be added to your budget and what needs to be dropped from your budget. After all of our expenses were listed, we then listed all of the debts and the minimum payments we would be making for those debts. It is important that you always start with the minimum payment for every debt so you can start attacking your smallest debt full force. So once we had our income determined, our expenses listed, and our debts listed, we could now start on baby step 1, which was save $1,000 for a rainy day fund as quick as possible. This will be your emergency fund. This actually didn't take us too long to do because we already had some money in savings, so we just built that up to the $1,000 and then we started on baby step 2. In baby step 2, what you're going to do is you're going to list your debts smallest to largest and start attacking your smallest debt with your debt snowball. And the debt snowball is basically taking the money you have left over after all of your expenses are paid, and you start attacking your smallest debt until it is paid in full. And once that is paid in full, you roll that minimum payment into your debt snowball to create an even larger snowball, and then you start attacking your next smallest debt. And when you continue to do that month after month after month, you will have a large monthly payment that you can start using to attack all of your debts. When we first started our journey, we had a debt snowball of $525. So the first month we attacked our smallest debt with that $525 and paid it off. Then we added that minimum payment of $25 that debt had, and we put that into our debt snowball. So once we added that in, we now had a debt snowball of $550 that we started to use to attack our next debt. Like I said in the previous video, I decided to pick up a day job, which is basically a second job like waitressing, delivering pizzas, something like that. Just something extra you can do to make more money and get the process moving even faster. I personally chose to take on a pizza delivering job that I do 3 to 4 days a week for about an extra 25 to 30 hours a week. And this is probably one of the best decisions I could have made during this process because it increased our monthly income by around $1,500. That is huge when you consider it helped grow our debt snowball that much more. This process has been a huge eye-opener for both of us. It has really forced us to take a look at all the things we were buying and spending money on that we didn't need to. We started our debt-free journey at the beginning of March, and so far it is the end of May, and we have paid off $1,232 in debt, which may not seem like a lot at this point, but it is just the beginning. I want to take you all along for this journey and just show you some tips and tricks we learn along the way. Things that work for us and things that don't work for us. Things we struggle with and what we do to overcome those struggles. And like I said at the beginning of the video, we have all but just started this debt-free journey, so we have a long way to go. So if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my videos. I'm coming at you with different tips and tricks to help you improve your life, and I don't want you to miss out on this journey we're going through. And if you haven't yet, please throw me a thumbs up, and as always, let's keep growing.